Have you ever met a girl who deletes you at the slightest provocation or threatens to break up whenever there's a disagreement? If you've dated someone like this, she might have borderline personality disorder. People with borderline personality disorder display extreme emotional fluctuations in relationships. They either idealize you completely or devalue you entirely. When she sees you as perfect, you're her soulmate, someone she's willing to sacrifice everything for. But once she feels you've done something wrong, even the tiniest flaw gets magnified into proof that you don't love her. These extreme emotional shifts are like an unpredictable storm, making it impossible to anticipate the next emotional turn. Even more frightening is that behind borderline personality disorder often lies a fear of losing control. When she feels emotionally unstable, she might take extreme actions like blocking you, deleting you, or even using emotional coldness as punishment. Although these behaviors temporarily give her a sense of control, they also trap you in an emotional whirlpool from which you can't escape. You might lose yourself in her intense love, only to discover that this seemingly passionate love is actually hurting you. The core characteristics of borderline personality disorder can be understood through three aspects of her emotional world. First, extremely unstable emotional relationships. People with borderline personality disorder are terrified of loneliness and abandonment. When they meet someone who treats them well, they fall in love quickly and become unusually dependent. Yet this intimate relationship feels deeply oppressive to them, filled with a need for control. Even though they seek intimacy, when happiness arrives, they feel overwhelming pressure. So they take extreme measures, like blocking you or giving you the silent treatment, to push themselves away from happiness. Behind this behavior is a psychological mechanism. If I block you first, then I'm not the one being abandoned. Their relationships typically swing between excessive intimacy and excessive distance, a pattern most people find unbearable. Second, lack of stable criteria for evaluating others. They struggle to view people in a balanced way, often categorizing people as all good or all bad, with no middle ground. When she loves you, she idealizes you as perfect. But once conflict arises, she also completely rejects you, believing that all feelings between you never existed. This black and white thinking makes her extremely vulnerable in relationships. Third, lack of self-identity. On the surface, people with borderline personality may seem friendly and sociable, but deep down they can barely sense their own worth. They rely on external validation to perceive their self-worth, believing that only outward perfection can earn love and acceptance. To avoid abandonment, they will please others at any cost, giving everything. But this lack of self-worth creates a strong need for control. For example, when you don't answer the phone because you're busy, she might bombard you with messages or even act out dramatically, because in her mind, these oversights signify abandonment and loss of your love. If your partner has borderline personality disorder, you need to learn to handle these emotional fluctuations while maintaining emotional stability. People with borderline personality disorder are easily affected by emotional fluctuations. Your mood changes often intensify their anxiety. Therefore, you need to learn to handle conflicts calmly and help her express emotions in healthy ways. For yourself, if you recognize borderline personality tendencies, actively seeking psychological therapy is key. Learning to accept yourself and control your emotions rather than being controlled by them is essential for developing healthier, intimate relationships. If you agree with these views, follow me to explore more relationship techniques.